one game away. Blow up. We're playing for something, man. We're playing for something. It's gotta mean something to you. It gotta mean something. Everything you got. Everything you got. Let's finish this.
Do it, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's do it, fellas.
Finish 2 3. 1 2 3.
You ready to make history? Come on now. Yeah. You know there's these 2 words. And when I say them, people get goosebumps cause they know what happens next. So without further ado,
Free smoke.
look. Scared cause I'm drowning in silence with bad thoughts. These days I don't have nothing to say, man, the bag talks. I put in headphones on my driver. Pull up to the spot and give a good dick and Godiva. I can't lie, I'm uninspired. No more pillow talking about nonsense. I only stick around to put some band-aids on my conscience. I don't know why I feel so bad, nigga. That's what we do, no foundation. We don't build no more, we just screw. Half a bottle of Henny, girl, I'm going with the wind. The same niggas say they happy for me, ain't want me to win. So I'm done on my friends. Don't need help popping Coronas and reminiscing. I just call up Big Bro J and say it's time for venting. If I live forever, I hold this hate for some centuries. You don't know how much I have you doing what it meant to me, but motherfuck all that. I don't even offer up the time to make the call back. Stupid Lodo, if they don't get the picture now, man, I crop them out of the photo. I can't relate to my peers. Been doing this shit for years. I'm motivated by fears. I took the wheel and I steer. My sound not dictated by fuck boys in Atlanta. Stay gifted like this album was ghost written by Santa Bars forever, like they decided to throw me under Slammer. Every song's a hit like they picture me underhanders. I could drop 1,000,000 songs, but they never gon' understand us. Soapbox sermons for niggas never giving chances. Fight our whole lives to get these weak ass advances. Work twice as hard for the shit that they getting handed. And this ain't even nothing we chose, nigga, we branded. Still can't tell why all of these niggas mad at me. I'm trying to get 100 so I can put my team on salary. Give it all to the art, man, I turn my life to a gallery. Man, damn, what a fucked up masterpiece. 1,100 shots and I swear, man, I felt them all. If we ain't even good on our blocks, man, who can we call? Pre-decline state of mind, we broke crabs in the barrel. Got us fighting our folk, man, this shit just a life of peril.
Winning has a price. And leadership has a price.
That's another root of human struggle, worrying about other people's perceptions about who you are. Like, why would you ever care about that, you know? And I think that I fell victim to that in my past, of worrying about things that I can't control. You know, if the people understood what words could do to a human being, especially where we are in today's society, then they wouldn't be invested in that.
Welcome back to another episode of Kicking It with Saint. Yo, we got a great episode. We got a great show today. Voice was crackling and shit. We got a great episode for y'all today. I appreciate y'all for joining me, man. I really do. Yo, it's a lot of options out there. It's a lot of options. You could have made a lot of different options on where to go pick your sports information up from, you know? And you chose to come here. You know, this was one of your stops on your sports journey, and I truly appreciate you for that. You know what I'm saying? Stop by, subscribe, like, you know, if you like the show, if you like what we're doing over here, we're a growing YouTube sports channel. So, you know, we hope to be more than just, well, we're going to be sticking in the realm of sports, but just doing more than just talking about the sports and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going to go outside of what we do, like talking about drama in the other world. The channel never going to be that. But, you know, it's a show called Atlanta, and I haven't watched the show in its entirety yet. I'm probably going to start. Well, I'm not going to binge it, but so let me tell you what my definition of binge is real quick. Because I am going to watch the show, meaning from episode 1 to the first season to the last season. When I say binge, though, because most people look at binge and they like, oh, you watching a whole season of shows in like a short amount of time. Like, to me, when I think about binge watching something, I think about Stranger Things, right? So when Stranger Things done came out, every season it released a season on Netflix, however long the shit take. I watched the whole thing in one sitting. Like, I'll start it that night when I get off of work, and I'll just watch it all the way through to the next day. Now, usually I won't watch it. Usually the shit done came out on Fridays, I believe. Fridays or Saturdays. So it usually come out to where I don't have to work the next day, so I can look at it that whole night and on to the next day. But that's binging to me. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I'm gonna watch this shit at a regular pace, basically, yo. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, I was watching an episode of it, and it's a dude named Stacy. He the cousin of Paperboy. It's a guy named Paper. I don't want to name too many names because I don't want nobody to get confused who don't watch the show. So it's a dude named Stacy. He a cousin of one of the main characters. One of the main characters is also named Ern, who is the manager of the main character. Just look at them, Stacy and Ern. Put it to you like this. It's a scene in one of the episodes where they driving in a car and they just fuck some shit up from a big deal they were supposed to do, right? And Ern is in the right, basically. Ern is in the right. Everything went, it's a message in what I'm trying to tell you. Put it to you like this. A situation happened that ruined everything. Now, whoever you might think is at fault is irrelevant. I think Ern was in the right. Let's just put it from his perspective. Matter of fact, no, we ain't even gonna do that because he was in the right. He had all the right intentions. He stood up for himself. He was in the right. Still got his ass beat. Stacy still whooped his ass when they wanted to fight, when he asked to fight him. You want to know what that is? That's called real life. Okay? It's not a fantasy where the good guy who was right end up winning, because it just don't work like that sometimes. Sometimes you can be right and still lose. And that's okay, because that's life. All right? But I'm going to tell you what's not okay. Being right. But being, how do I put this? To be right, but have a bunch of morons tell you that you're wrong and lose a fight is crazy. Crazy work. So I ain't lose no fight or nothing like this, but I said that to say this. Justin Fields' thing is in fucking sane. I have never seen anything quite like this. I mean, the noise that I done seen about Justin Fields the last couple days, bro, is absolute insanity. I mean, I done watched damn near every game Justin Fields done played in his NFL career up till last year where I just said, nah, I'm done with this. I don't remember the last time I seen a quarterback as bad as Justin Fields be defended the way he is being defended. And I know if you watch the show, you like, oh, well, Baker Mayfield. Justin Fields is not better than Baker Mayfield. Like, I done said that multiple times also. Like, bro, when I'm ranking quarterbacks, to me, Zach Wilson and Justin Fields is basically the same quarterback. People like to say shit like, oh, well, you know, I put Justin Fields ceiling over him because he an athlete, yada, yada. They both losers, bro. They both are terrible in the pocket. And Zach Wilson can actually throw the ball in a sense that he can actually make a couple throws. He just is terrible in damn near every other aspect of the game. I do not get it. I don't see people running around trying to defend Justin. Well, Ocho Cinco is, but aside from him, I don't see nobody running around trying to defend Zach Wilson. People, for the most part, done accepted that Zach Wilson is a bad player, a bad quarterback. That don't mean he's a bad human being, but he's a bad quarterback. He has failed at being a quarterback. And you want to know some of the shit that I hear every time people talk about Zach Wilson being a bad quarterback? I never hear people say that the Jets did him dirty. I never hear that, even though he done had multiple coaches, even though he done had, matter of fact, I'll get to that in a second. I never heard nobody say the Jets have done him dirty. I never see nobody make excuses for him on what he do or don't have. I never see nobody say any of that. I always see people say he done had long enough. He should have got better by now. He don't improve. Yada, yada, yada. He's a bad quarterback. I done seen that with Sam Darnold. And somehow, Chicago fans continue to defend Justin Fields. I don't get it. So, I done seen different I mean, I saw Stephen A. Smith the other day on First Take talk about how he excited about this and what. Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Smith really made me realize they don't watch a lot of these teams play. They just watch highlights and get on TV and be talking, because to say you excited about Justin Fields. Let's first start off with this. Justin Fields got traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, to say, I want to address the people who keep saying, oh, Pittsburgh finna do things with Justin Fields that the Bears didn't do. This is my first problem with that statement, okay? He's not starting when he gets to Pittsburgh. That's Russell Wilson. But then I saw Stephen A. Smith criticize how Russell done played recently. I done seen other people say this. Russell Wilson has been better than Justin Fields has his entire career these last couple years. That's just a fact. The year Russell had last year is better than every year Justin Fields done had to this point in his career. At no point in time in Russell Wilson's career line has he looked anywhere near as bad as Justin Fields has looked. The reason people don't seem to understand that, though, is because people don't seem to be watching these Chicago Bears games in full. They watch the highlights. They watch people pick apart the best parts of Justin Fields' games in these highlights at times. And that's what people are watching. Or this thing of, and you want to know what I really find interesting? The only reason you would be saying that he got a high ceiling is because of Lamar Jackson. Because for some reason, people want to keep comparing this dude to Lamar Jackson, even though he is nowhere near the player that Lamar Jackson is. So people keep saying, well, if Lamar can be that, and keep giving the Ravens the credit for it, people keep saying, well, he just needed an organization to do that for him. Not realizing it wasn't the organization. Just because an organization take a chance on you don't mean that they the reason that you became the player that you became. You still got to do. Lamar had to still work on his game himself. Something that clearly Justin Fields ain't doing in the offseason. I'm not telling you he ain't working on his game, but the parts that are clearly lacking, he clearly ain't working on because he's made no improvements in his first 3 years or 4 years. But we're going to get to that. So I saw Stephen A., get excited about that. And I've seen other people get excited about Justin Fields possibly being the future of the Steelers. And so we know he ain't starting over Russ. He has not had nowhere near the career that, not even career. His first 4 years has looked nothing like the year Russ had last year. I'm just taking one of Russ's years from last year and telling you Justin Fields haven't had a season yet that looked like that and haven't had a season that looked like he could play to that level. But I digress. Next, with the people who saying he could be the future of the Steelers. The Steelers just got rid of Mitchell Trubisky, a guy that they drafted and developed. Now, Mitchell Trubisky, most people agree, is not a good quarterback. Now, he a better thrower of the football than not Deshaun Watson, than Justin Fields. And that's the very unique thing in this. Every quarterback that I'm finna talk about is better than Justin Fields. I just want to go ahead and throw that out there. Every single quarterback, aside from Zach Wilson, who I think is just like him, is pretty much a better quarterback than Justin Fields. But we'll get to it. Kenny Pickett, who the Steelers just got rid of. Would you say they did a great job at developing him? You probably say Kenny Pickett just wasn't good. It wasn't on the Steelers. And I find that interesting how you say that Kenny Pickett wasn't good. It wasn't on the Steelers. But then you'll turn around and say Justin Fields wasn't the problem. It was on the Bears. So it's funny how we playing this little game right here. Kenny Pickett, while he was with the Pittsburgh. Now, I know people going to immediately jump and say, oh, well, Pittsburgh, a better organization. Define to me how having a better organization works in the growth and development of players. Because I done seen players get drafted to teams that y'all told me was bad teams and completely turn the organization around just off of their talent. So I'm just interested in, tell me exactly how does and define to me what make the Steelers so great recently? Is it because of Mike Tomlin? Is it because they don't finish under 500, which is how I don't understand how we keep praising them for that when they don't make the playoffs every year. They finish over 500. They're not legitimate Super Bowl threats every year. They finish over 500. They usually play a bunch of bad teams that's compromised at the end of the season to finish over 500. But sure, they finish over 500. What exactly is the part of having a great organization that stopped Kenny Pickett from being good? It seemed to me that talent still played a part. And this is for the people who keep talking about, oh, it's a good organization and make a difference. So they didn't develop Kenny Pickett, and they had weapons. They seem to only develop defenders, to be completely honest with you. But sure, a kid coming, not even a kid no more, Justin Fields coming from Chicago, with his game having the holes in it that it has, is going to somehow be developed playing behind Russell Wilson and for the Steelers, who just did not develop a quarterback. That's interesting. And then people keep saying, well, you know, the Steelers like to run the ball. So this would be great for Justin Fields. Was Big Ben turning around handing the ball off every single year of his career? Or was he throwing for a lot of yards with all those weapons they had? Y'all got to make up y'all mind at some point in time on how y'all defending Justin Fields when it comes to this Steelers situation. So, to me, people keep talking about, the Steelers had the best offseason. The Steelers had a great offseason. To me, the Steelers got a bunch of big what ifs. Is Russell Wilson going to be a game changer in this division and in a conference that he couldn't dent the last couple years? Will Patrick Queen be the linebacker that people think he can? Like, it's more big questions than solid answers. You don't know if Patrick Queen is the player he was last year. You know, he had Roquan and he had a great defensive coordinator, but you don't know if he could do what he did without those two. Also, you don't know if Russell Wilson can get back to being the Russell Wilson in Seattle. And Justin Fields has shown you absolutely nothing to make you believe he is a franchise quarterback, which is why the majority of the league, if not all of the league, weren't willing to even give up a 5th-round pick for him. When every team needed quarterbacks, a lot of teams figured out their quarterback situations, and the teams that didn't said, yeah, we're not going with Justin Fields, though. But I kept hearing analysts get on TV, like a Ryan Clark last week, get on TV and confidently say that the Chicago Bears are not going to trade Justin Fields. What if they not trading Justin Fields? Like, these is people who get paid to do this and supposed to be informing you and educating you on sports, bro. And I was going to say something. And this motherfucker really got on TV talking about are they really going to trade him? Like, bro, this is why I be talking crazy about Ryan Clark sometimes, bro, because the nonsense that come out his mouth, and he actually looked like he had an attitude when Louis Riddick and the dudes didn't agree with his take. I mean, it's a laughable take, bro, and they think just because you're supposed to respect people's opinions and whatnot, bro, we used to say a hypothesis is an educated guess. What happened? What happened to educated? It was no part of educated guess that lived in the realm of they gonna bring him back. Why would they do that? Why would you pass on 2 quarterbacks now? You passed on CJ Stroud, and now you're gonna pass on Caleb Williams. People can say, oh, we don't know what Caleb Williams is gonna be. You didn't know what CJ Stroud was gonna be last year either, and you still chose to pass on him. You know what Justin Fields is, or you know what he has been. I'm not playing this game of, it was the Bears, it was the Bears, it was the Bears. I'm not playing this game. And people keep saying the Bears did nothing for him. That's cap. They literally went out and got the man another receiver last year. Y'all like to say he's a number 1 receiver. I don't. But don't change your opinion just because of how I feel. Y'all thought that DJ Moore was a number 1 receiver. I don't think DJ Moore is a number 1 receiver. I think he a great 2. But y'all thought he was a number 1 receiver. So they went out and got him a number 1 receiver in y'all eyes. And y'all still trying to say he had no help. They had running backs for him. They had now did he have the greatest offensive line in the world? No. But I also want to point something else out. There's a lot of great quarterbacks playing with incomplete teams, meaning they don't have the greatest at every single position. It's unfair to use Patrick Mahomes, so I won't use him. Lamar Jackson ain't had all pro receivers playing next to him his whole career, and he ain't had a great running back yet. He done continued to have, Mark Ingram was his best running back on the back end of his career. CJ Stroud didn't have a running game last year. Joe Burrow didn't have a offensive line one year. Josh Allen done played without a running game. I said I wouldn't use Pat Mahomes. But that's multiple quarterbacks who done played with incompleteness at some point in time on the offense. You don't always get every single thing you want on the offense. It just don't work like that. So for people to continuously tell me what the Bears haven't done for him, or he playing with different coaches, and Justin Herbert playing with different coaches, we still know how good of a talent he is. There's no question in Justin Herbert's talent. The question is, can he win big games? Not is he good enough? Bro, it is legitimate questions on how good Justin Fields is. And the people who getting on TV defending him, to me, it's only happening for 2 reasons. You black and you want to support another black athlete, Or you just ain't watching none of his fucking games and you just hopping to the conclusion that it's got to be on the Bears. Them the only two logical things. Or the only two things that make sense to me as to why people would be defending him. And Chicago fans, I'm just starting to realize is a bunch of fucking bozos because you're crying and bitching. I done seen Chicago fans literally talk crazy about Caleb Williams because they mad that the team traded away. I saw a fucking Pittsburgh fan tweet today. Justin Fields about to become a legend in Pittsburgh and we got to suffer with Caleb Williams. Okay. So you already predicting Caleb Williams is going to be bad for the team you supposedly like, but you predicting that Justin Fields is going to become a legend, and he has been nowhere near a decent quarterback. The man got 10 wins in 4 seasons. What the fuck are we talking about? Like, Chicago fans, y'all you motherfuckers is a bunch of morons, bro. Because I ain't never seen no nonsense like this in my life. Or at least I can't remember the last time I seen no foolishness like this. I understand not wishing him bad on his way out. But wishing Caleb Williams bad on his way in just because you overhyping. Overhype don't even feel like the proper term at this point, bro. Because it feels way more aggressive than just overhyping Justin Fields. Because y'all literally making up things that just didn't happen. I saw one dude today tweet, Justin Fields, we mad because it was more than just, Justin Fields was more than just a quarterback to us. He made the incredible plays happen on a weekly basis. No, he didn't. He literally did not make incredible plays on a weekly basis. And if you say incredible, what incredible winning play did he make on a regular basis? Like, it's like Chicago fans don't care about winning. You keep crying about the organization not doing good. The organization trying to become a winning organization, but you want them to keep a bad player. And I done had this conversation about Justin Fields so many times. So many times. Because I actually watched Justin Fields play. I watched the whole game. I'm not watching highlights. And then I go back and rewatch Justin Fields again. Justin Fields, probably a good human being. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about what he put on the field. And what he put on the field is not good enough and ain't been good enough since he been in the league. I honestly could tell you right now, his best season was his rookie year. And his rookie year wasn't great. It was the best season he done had to this point in my eyes. Because every season since, all I've seen is a quarterback that has remained the same or regressed in areas that he should have improved in. And people might be like, oh, you being real harsh right now. No, I'm telling you exactly what the tape and what the film will show you if you decide to watch it. It's dudes running wide the fuck open. Matter of fact, let me rephrase this. Because dudes running wide the fuck open seems to be the only dudes that Justin Fields can hit. I don't even want to say consistently because he don't consistently see them. That's just the person who he hit the most out of the targets that he hit because he don't throw people open. When you have a step on your guy, you're open. That's not open to Justin Fields. He will not throw that football. When you need a quarterback to be able to move the defense with their eyes, that's not happening with Justin Fields. When you need a quarterback to be able to throw tight window passes, that's not happening with Justin Fields. When you need a quarterback to be able to make quick decision making on the blitz, that's not happening with Justin Fields unless he just decide to run with it. When you need a quarterback to be able to stand in the pocket and take a big hit to be able to deliver a big throw, that ain't happening with Justin Fields on a consistent basis. None of these things have happened with him or don't happen on a nearly, it feels bad using consistent because none of this shit he does consistently at all. He don't do it enough to the point where I could even use the word consistency. You know what I'm saying? It's to the point where it's like, do these things, develop these traits. And the fact that he haven't developed not one of them fucking traits that I just said is not alarming to Chicago fans. It's crazy to me. See, you keep wanting to blame Chicago. I'm saying isolate Chicago and Justin Fields and just look at what Justin Fields should be better at right now on his own merit. Because Lamar Jackson wasn't the best thrower of the football his first year. It's funny how he done got better every single year of his career. Pat Mahomes wasn't great at reading defenses. It's funny how he done got better every year of his career. Look at the improvements Josh Allen done made from year 1 to year 2. Look at how Cam Newton improved from year 1 to year 2 to year 3 to year 4. All the good quarterbacks, the great quarterbacks, you can see the improvements that they make on a regular basis. Some of the things that they do terrible, you can see them make an exerted effort to be better at it the next year. I ain't even a stat person. The stats don't back up Justin Fields improving on a yearly basis. Justin Fields done been bad in the fourth quarter every year of his career. You don't think that's an area that he should have tried to improve by now with his mechanics, his decision making? And that's another thing. I was pointing out all the other thing. I could continue to go with it. He make bad decisions. If he ever let himself make a decision other than I'm gonna just take off and run with the ball, he'll run a one read quarterback. And at times he not even a one read quarterback because he don't throw it to that one read. To me, and then I saw somebody say, well, you know, Kyle Shanahan would love him. No, Kyle Shanahan wouldn't love him because while Kyle Shanahan helped quarterbacks with his offense, the quarterback still got to make the right decisions. Justin Fields haven't shown you he is a good decision maker in his career. Not at all. He got more turnovers in the fourth quarter than anybody in the league. Him and Russell Wilson done took more sacks than anybody in the league over since Justin Fields touchdown in the league. And people will say, oh, it's his offensive line. It's his offensive line. No, it's not. Go look at the games. I say this about Russell Wilson all the time. Russell Wilson does his offensive line no favors because he get jittery in the pocket. He make bad move. He move bad in the pocket at times. And then he run his ass right into a sack. That's exactly what Justin Fields. You want to know one of the reasons a quarterback could be bad in the pocket with his awareness and things like that? Because he ain't good at reading the defense. So he don't know where to go. His eyes is just lingering everywhere because he don't know where to go with the ball. He waiting for somebody to get wide the fuck open, or he trying to find a lane to take off. That's Justin Fields. Justin Fields worse in the pocket than Russell Wilson. And Russell Wilson to me is one of the worst, got some of the worst pocket presence I done seen out of a star quarterback. And that's Russ, a two-time Super Bowl winner and been to two of them. Now, I know people are like, oh, his defense. Go look at them games. Russell Wilson still played good football. Justin Fields ain't played no good football. This is a team that ain't been over 500 since Justin Fields took over. And people keep saying, oh, he young. Bro, Lamar Jackson took over halfway through his rookie year. He was put in a worse spot than Justin Fields. He won a unanimous MVP his second full year. So the improvements he made from that offseason to the next year clearly were on full display. You saw it with Patrick Mahomes. You done seen it with multiple quarterbacks. You've not seen it with Justin Fields. And he done been a starter. He not better than Mac Jones. He not better than all these other quarterbacks that y'all keep trying to say he got a higher ceiling than. Because he don't do basic. And that's really probably what's starting to piss me off about the media talking about Justin Fields the way they do. Because like I said before, these motherfuckers, it's one thing for Chicago to keep saying a bunch of stupid shit. We don't get our information from Chicago unless you listening to some Chicago podcast or something like that. But to go on ESPN and have these motherfuckers telling you that Justin Fields is a good quarterback and not point out and keep telling you that the Bears did everything. So what exactly did the Bears do wrong to Justin Fields? And it's funny how it seemed like the only person who do this is Shady McCoy. What has Justin Fields done to help Chicago as far as on the field, winning wise? It's like y'all keep going out there every year and thinking somehow Chicago's supposed to just turn him into a better player and not he's supposed to improve every year in the offseason and during the season become a better player. Like, it's insane to me. And just because he run don't make him like Lamar Jackson. Like, bro, the way some of you morons like to try to compare Justin Fields to Lamar Jackson is insanity. The stats don't back it up. The eye test don't back it up. The record don't back it up. The results don't back it up. Nothing on God's green earth, if you believe in that thing, nothing on this earth says he is anywhere near the quarterback or player or athlete that Lamar Jackson is. Somehow, people like using that as his comp. Justin Fields' comp is Zach Wilson. Because him and Zach Wilson done basically been the same player. And you might want to argue, well, Zach Wilson have been a little worse. Whatever. Have at it. Justin Fields is a backup quarterback. And I have a hard time believing that he is a backup quarterback for the simple reason, like ESPN like to gloss over, all those different problems that he have as a quarterback. Like I said before when I talked about Justin Fields, a rookie quarterback's supposed to have some of those problems. Hell, they can have a lot of them problems. Everything I listed should not still be a problem for a rookie quarterback after he is no longer a rookie quarterback. He should be checking off those things on his list every year, getting better. Justin Fields ain't checked off not one of them fucking things. Justin Fields still don't throw tight window passes. He'll throw into a defensive meeting room to turn it over. It's almost like sometimes he try to bail himself out from having to make the hard decision by just throwing it into a defensive meeting room at the end of games and pouting about it and trying to make it seem like, oh, immediately Bears fans, oh, it's the Bears fan, it's the coach's fault. Eberflus is a defensive minded guy whose defense looked great last year at the end of the season when they started making trades. And I say all the time, if I hire a defensive minded head coach and my defense is great, well, I can't really bitch too much about him yet, because at least the defense is what it's supposed to be. I done seen defensive-minded, offensive-minded head coaches come in and have terrible offenses and terrible defenses. And it's like, bro, you specialize in this. Why would this be the worst part of your team? Eberflus has already started fixing that defense, which I told y'all last year at the beginning of the season that it wasn't going to take too long for Eberflus to fix the defense, because I like some of the moves they had made in free agency, and they kept making good moves. They traded, they signed dudes, and like the Bears defense was going to get back to being a good defense. Eberflus clearly knew what he was doing when he came in as far as putting together a defense. The offense obviously was going to take time because he got to hire somebody for offense. But for everything that you think that with about an offense, you still need a fucking quarterback. At the end of the day, you need a quarterback. Not only do you need a quarterback, you need a competent quarterback. And the fact that Justin Fields is still struggling with things that, hell, some rookies don't even come out of the draft struggling with is alarming. And people keep wanting to make it seem like the Bears were supposed to fix those things. How is that not on Justin Fields to fix those things? What are the Bears supposed to do about Justin Fields not being able to be really a thrower of the football at all? I mean, most of the offense is dinking and dunking and a lot of runs and a lot of ridiculous plays that maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. But they don't have a job. Like what people like to try to say about the Baltimore offensive pass game, they should be saying about Chicago. Because Chicago actually has weapons. And it's a terror. I saw somebody say the other day, oh, well, they had him surrounded by a bunch of bums. I don't know why people think Daryl Mooney is a bum. I saw somebody try to pick apart some of his worst plays or some of his bad plays on the season. I can pick bad plays for every great player on a yearly basis. So picking a player's worst moments in a season does not prove that they are a bad player. It proves that they are indeed an NFL player, because NFL players seem to make mistakes every season, even when they are the best of the best. Pat Mahomes did not have 0 interceptions this year. So to convince yourself that Cole Kmet was trash, Daryl Mooney was trash, Montgomery was trash, any other running back they had was trash, the line was trash, all to defend Justin Fields, bro, is insanity. It's absolute. Now, what do you think Pittsburgh fans are going to be yelling when Justin Fields get on the field and is still a bad quarterback? Because I got some news for you. He played in the division he played in. Now you playing in a division with a Raven defense, a Cincinnati defense, and a Bengals defense. You expect him to look better? Or do you expect him to play for a team and just find ways to win in spite of him, like they just did with Kenny Pickett? Because I can almost guarantee you, if the Pittsburgh Steelers, let's say, because they had, 11 wins last year. Let's say they have 11 wins with Justin Fields in the future. But he giving you basically the same production that Kenny Pickett was giving you. Do you then say, oh, look at Justin Fields, I told you he was a winner? Even though Pittsburgh already done shown us they can win with multiple bad quarterbacks starting for him. Or do you come out and say, yeah, this pretty much a Kenny Pickett experience. It's a ceiling on this thing. Because Pittsburgh know what a good quarterback play look like. They know all the different type of things. And I'm probably happy that he in Pittsburgh. So when he do finally get enough playing time, And if he haven't improved from what he been in Chicago, Pittsburgh gonna quickly see why Chicago traded him and why nobody in the NFL was willing to give up much of anything to trade him. I told you in the back end of the season, I had saw a report that said Justin Fields could possibly go for a first or second round pick. And I said, I don't know who did that report, but that is a fucking lie. It is not a team. And I had even said, maybe it's a real stupid team out there, but I don't even believe it's a team stupid enough to trade away a first or second round pick for a dude that is damn near 30 games under 500 as a starter. Don't throw for more than 120 yards a game, it feel like. And with all the problems he have in the past, like, it's really crazy to me that the people who try to say Lamar can't throw the ball, Lamar's throwing problem his whole career to this point. Well, not his whole career. Lamar's biggest throwing problem done been having a decent receiver. Because he done improved his passing leaps, and mind you, he done always been a better passer than Justin Fields. But I don't even really like using Lamar because there's actually quarterbacks out there who really are worse throwers of the football or who haven't been nowhere near as good of throwers as Lamar done been in his career. But I'm just using Lamar because that's the dude that everybody else like to use. Eventually, I'll stop using him. But since that's the dude people like to try to nitpick at, that's who I'm using. But look at Lamar's passing. All right. I'm not saying look at the numbers. I'm saying look at his actual passing. Look at the games. He don't struggle passing the ball. He might struggle with his receivers catching the ball and having a good enough receiver to constantly get open to get the ball. But I done seen people try to tease him because he throw a lot of passes to his tight end. Like Pat Mahomes don't throw a lot of passes to his tight end. Like that's not who a lot of quarterbacks going to throw it to when they have less than stellar play at the offensive receiving position. Nonetheless, Justin Fields is nowhere near the passer of a Lamar and that's a quarterback who y'all said couldn't throw. And Justin Fields don't throw nowhere near as good as him. So, with all the passing problems that Justin Fields suffer from, but just because he just haven't improved at those areas of his game, it's baffling that people are speaking of him the way they are. Because then you move to another person who done said something stupid this week, and that was Robert Griffin III, RG3, with one of the most moronic fucking takes I done heard in recent memory. He basically got on there talking about the Bears did Justin Fields dirty and they did him wrong, and based off of how they treated him, which the Bears did nothing wrong to Justin Fields. Like, you cannot give me one valid thing that they did that was dirty to Justin Fields. They let him start every game. When another quarterback came in, his job was not up for debate. He still was going to be the starter when he came back. He got hurt, still started when he got back. He had no point in time that they traded away the pick in the draft last year to let him know you still are quarterback. They've not done anything wrong to Justin Fields. They've not done Justin Fields dirty. They went out and got the weaponry for Justin Fields. For some reason, y'all just addicted with losers or not telling the truth. So when it comes to RG3, to hear him say that the Bears did Justin Fields dirty, yet again, these dudes with these big platforms who the fans listen to gonna run with this narrative that the Bears did something dirty. I had the same problem when motherfuckers was walking around saying that the Browns did Baker Mayfield dirty. If Baker Mayfield had played better, he'd still be a Brown right now. If Justin Fields was a better player, he'd still be a fucking Chicago Bear right now. What the song say? Man still be alive right now if they ain't gas him up, bro. That is just plain and simple, bro. If these motherfuckers was better players, they'd still be with the teams and you wouldn't think they got done dirty. Lamar Jackson was being done dirty, but he actually had the talent to back it up to let you see, oh yeah, they doing him dirty. The only people who didn't think he was being done dirty is the motherfuckers who just didn't want Lamar to be successful, which is weird that people don't like Lamar, but love Justin Fields. Because Justin Fields is every single thing that people done tried to say that Lamar Jackson is. That's how bad Justin Fields done been. Lamar Jackson at no point in time in his career done been as bad as Justin Fields. Even when Lamar wasn't as pristine a player as he is right now, he got the Ravens to the playoffs. Now people keep trying to tease him. Oh, I saw a Raven fan that said, man, I love Lamar, but I just don't trust him in the playoffs. This is the duality of two dumbass fan bases, bro. Dead ass. Yes. I'm telling you, this is the duality of two dumbass fan bases. The Ravens I hear these stupid motherfuckers talking about some, oh, Lamar Jackson, I don't trust him in the playoffs. What? But then you gonna turn around and say to Chicago Bear fans, oh, I'm mad we got rid of Justin Fields because he a good quarterback. This motherfucker ain't never shown nothing that he was a good quarterback. But motherfuckers is whining over Justin Fields. I don't get it. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. But the same motherfuckers who can cry about Justin Fields, a bad quarterback, can talk crazy about Lamar, a great quarterback. It don't make sense, bro. I'm baffled by it. I am. And to hear this motherfucker RG3, for one, this motherfucker instructed Caleb Williams to pull a Eli Manning. Bruh. Bruh, you still there? Listen to me. Listen to me. Y'all still there. Listen to me. Caleb Williams is a black man, bro. Caleb Williams is a black man, bro. Why the fuck would RG3 instruct him to hold out and to refuse to go to a team? What kind of advice is that? See, that's that behavior of a motherfucker that's married to a white woman trying to overcompensate, bro. And people say that shit about him all the time. But now I'm about to start saying this shit because what the fuck kind of shit is that? Why would that be your advice to Caleb Williams? Why? And then he said that he should try to get to Washington. So let me come from a team that you think did Justin Fields dirty to a team that you think did your dumb ass dirty. And then he gonna post a tweet talking about some, we should be able to share dialogue without it getting, without saying certain things to each other. Bro, every time y'all post, y'all ESPN employees say some stupid shit on Twitter, y'all post that next. But you didn't care about that when you was stirring up a riot with the shit that you said. You instructed a black man. See, that's that shit, man. And this dude RG3 always trying to talk about black this, black that. But you just tried to instruct a black man to pull some bullshit like that, knowing how the world would react to it if he actually did. And what if he say, I took RG3's advice? That's crazy. Advice that RG3 wouldn't have taken himself. See, that's one of the things that bother me the most about what he said. RG3 wouldn't have took that advice. If somebody told RG3 to refuse to sign with Washington, do you think he would have done that? No, he wouldn't. I'm telling you right now, he would not have done that. But you request, that's the advice you give Caleb Williams? I don't know about that, man. I think RG3 had one of the most buffoonish moments I done seen from an analyst in quite some time. And I think RG3 a good analyst. I don't think he done watched the lick of Justin Fields football not highlights film. I'm almost certain of it based off of how he talk about Justin Fields. And I'm also certain that RG3 is just trying to go along with, he see how he checked the temperature on Twitter, and then that he make that basically his opinion. Because you can tell he watched certain players on how he talk about them. Go listen to how he talk about Justin Fields. He can't break down no part of Justin Fields' game. All they can keep saying is, oh, he got a high ceiling. He got a high ceiling. He got a high ceiling. Why do he got a high ceiling? Because he ain't showing you nothing that would say that he got a high ceiling. His ceiling is as high as Zach Wilson's. And that's my biggest problem with, Chicago fans. The Chicago fans listening to this, and I hope it's a lot of Chicago fans listening to this. You are going to be in a much better... Let me tell you this right now, because I saw a moronic ass Chicago fan say, I done seen Chicago fans say some of the stupidest shit I done ever seen. I saw a Chicago fan say, at least we knew what we was getting with Justin Fields. We don't know what Caleb Williams is going to be. Well, motherfucker, you didn't know what Justin Fields was going to be either. And he turned out to be a pretty bad fucking quarterback. So what you're telling me is you don't care about winning. You care about staying with... How long would it have taken for y'all to realize Justin Fields is not the answer? That's really what I want to know. Because I imagine he come back this year, y'all would have still been another bad team. I don't give a fuck that you got Keenan Allen and all that other shit. You would have still been a bad team because the quarterback position is bad. But my thing is, How long would it have taken y'all to finally realize that? Because this is outrageous. I don't know how much worse Fields could have played. I mean, essentially in the fourth quarter, you had a turnover-prone player. In the first 3 quarters, you had a guy who really didn't do much of the throwing and did a whole bunch of running, which I try to say Lamar do. Not only that, his running did not help your overall run game. It only helped his stats. And a lot of the times he ran, he shouldn't have. He should have just sat in the pocket and made a throw. If Williams comes in right now and can operate from the pocket, I'm not talking about be great from the pocket. I'm talking about can actually operate from the pocket, and you can look at him and say, okay, he not the greatest right now, but boy, with a couple improvements, he going to be nasty because he already got some type of semblance of how to operate from the pocket. He is already light years better than Justin Fields. Like I said before, it's things that Justin Fields, it's holes in Justin Fields' game that ain't even holes in games of a lot of rookies who come into the league. Like, I understand a lot of rookie quarterbacks have holes in their game. Not this many. And they definitely don't have them lingering after 4 fucking years if we still expect them to be. And that's the thing. I saw somebody say today, well, I guess young quarterbacks have to get with the memo. You got to be good quick or you out of here. Lamar was great quick. Pat was great quick. Joe Burrow was great quick. Josh Allen was great quick. Dak Prescott was great quick. I'm going through the line of quarterbacks who you might not think is the greatest of all time, but all of them showed some type of improvement within a year or two to let the team know, yeah, that's who we got to operate with. Justin Fields has not shown that at all. And I'm just tired of ESPN and these other networks making up shit and saying that he has. That's why when I see RG3 talk the way he talk, I'm like, bro, can you give us any type of breakdown on what you done seen from Justin Fields to make you believe what you believe? Or can you get off of Twitter dick guzzling? Because there's people out here who actually believe the shit that come out of y'all mouths. And the fact that you told a black kid to refuse to take money, a multi-million-dollar contract, knowing how that would play out if he did that shit, is just some of the lowest form of ignorance I've ever seen. I'm just going to throw that out there. But to the people who keep saying that the Bears did Justin Fields dirty, I am waiting to see or hear how they did him dirty. Because I legitimately cannot think of nothing that they did that was doing him dirty. You don't like that they had a defensive-minded head coach. Pittsburgh got a defensive-minded head coach, and y'all think he gonna turn him into a superstar, even though Mike Tomlin hasn't turned any quarterback they done had into a superstar. Y'all was just talking about how bad the Pittsburgh offense was last year. But sure, Justin Fields is gonna become a legend in Pittsburgh. Do you see how fucking goofy this all sounds? People get mad at Shady McCoy for how he talk about Justin Fields and say, oh yeah, James Jones know what he talking about. I love James Jones. James Jones clearly don't watch Justin Fields play because all the shit he be saying makes no sense. And listen, I wouldn't be talking about this if I didn't watch Justin Fields. Maybe I'd be on this same bandwagon as y'all. But I happen to watch Justin Fields. Not 1 or 2 games. I done watched Justin Fields damn near every single game of his career. So for y'all to be spewing these lies, because that's what they are, is lies, bro, is absolutely out fucking outrageous. To me, Chicago is in a much better place right now than they were with Justin Fields. Even if you don't like Caleb Williams painting his nails and crying and all the other shit that y'all be finding reasons to hate him for. Listen, I'm not a fan of dudes painting their fingernails either. That's not going to make me not like Caleb Williams. That's not going to make me not draft Caleb Williams. That's not going to make me talk shit about Caleb Williams. I mean, I'm not going to say nothing more about him painting his nails than I wouldn't say about any other man painting their nails. And I usually keep those opinions to myself. I wouldn't paint my nails. I was having a conversation with my homeboy probably a month ago where we was talking about this same issue. And he was like, so, because we got a homeboy who had his nails painted one day. And he was like, oh, yeah, I let my daughter do that. And I was like, that's interesting. You could have bought your daughter like a fake hand and let her paint them nails. I was like, you didn't have to let her paint yours. And my homeboy was like, you got to remember, it's 3 of us right now. The other homeboy was like, I agree. You didn't have to. And so the homeboy with his nails painted said, so y'all wouldn't let y'all daughters paint y'all nails. Like, that's all she want. I say, no, I would not. She can go paint her mama's nails, or she can go paint a toy nail. She ain't painting mine. He was like, are you serious? I said, dead serious. I said, now you getting your nails painted, that's cool. That's you. It just ain't happening with me. So, however you feel about that, excuse me, cool. Caleb Williams is a better prospect than Justin Fields. Plain and simple. I'm not telling you Caleb Williams is going to be the next Patrick Mahomes. I'm not telling you he's going to be the next Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. I'm not telling you none of that. What I am telling you is he is better than Justin Fields right now. And I've been watching a lot of Caleb Williams tape over the last week. I told y'all I was going to come back. Oh, actually, I think I told y'all I wasn't going to watch his tape. I did end up going back and watch his tape. But listen, I think Chicago made the right move. I thought they should have traded him last year and got C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young. I still feel that way. You lucked up into... It's funny when a team is so bad that they end up being bad enough into a good quarterback finally, like the Texans did. Because we thought the Texans was a terrible organization. Do you think that now, after C.J. Stroud? Interesting. Very interesting. John Harbaugh literally was about to lose his job. They was talking about a story the other day. He went to the locker room, told everybody he was finna lose his job. He loved all of them. And Lamar came in and saved it. We see this all the time. Andy Reid, the people who everybody keeps saying is the GOAT, the GOAT, the GOAT, the GOAT. Did you think he was the GOAT before Pat Mahomes? So I'm not trying to hear all these excuses that people make. Great quarterbacks show that they're great quarterbacks. I done seen it way too many times. I see Brock Purdy, a dude who y'all say is only good because of his talent. I done seen him make throws that I ain't seen Justin Fields make yet in his career. Yet. We're 4 years in. So, I don't believe in the Pittsburgh off season so far. The Justin Fields move is ridiculous to me. Much like when Baker was in the division, I would love for Justin Fields to be the starter because all that does is guarantee that the Steelers won't be a problem in the AFC. I actually fear the Steelers more with Russ than I will ever fear of them with Justin Fields or any of them two bums they had playing quarterback last year that I told you were bums. And to be quite frank with you, I haven't been wrong on none of these quarterbacks yet. And I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm just here to tell you, if you don't watch the show, and it's people who do watch the show, they can let you know. I ain't been wrong on not one of these quarterbacks who I done called on yet. Now, just the first one that I could slightly be wrong on or have a chance of being wrong on is Jalen Hurts if he don't show up this year. I doubt he'll have me be wrong. But for these other quarterbacks who I done said was cheeks, I ain't been wrong on none of them yet. So that's why I'm not backing down on this Justin. Plus, bro, at this point, I done watched more Justin Fields tape than Baker tape at this point in time. And I done watched a lot of bro, the amount of Baker midfield film that I done watched. I told y'all, once he said that shit, I never missed another game. Cause I said, I gotta be here front center for this motherfucker's downfall. Cause at that point in time, I already knew he wasn't a great quarterback. But once he made that comment about Lamar, I said, oh no, now I gotta really watch. Because now I need to see his precipitous fall. I need to see how good he is to be talking like this. But I want to switch topics. Because a legend retired. Actually, nope. I'm not going to do that on this show. I'm going to save that show for its own episode when I talk about the legend that is Aaron Donald. But with that being said, I appreciate y'all for joining me on another episode of Kicking It with Saint. Listen. I know it's a lot of Justin Fields fans out there, bro. And you can be a fan. But I'm just telling you exactly what the tape says, bro. I'm not getting on here trying to support black quarterbacks and all this other nonsense. Spare his feelings, he young. No, bro. I'm telling you exactly what I see when I watch the film. As simple as that. If you don't like it, text Justin Fields and tell him to be better. Because I'm not finna get on here and start lying. But, like I said, to each his own. With that being said, though, I appreciate you for joining me on another episode of Kicking It with Saint. Tell somebody you fuck with and tell somebody you love them. I plan on having another episode out this week, the Aaron Donald episode, where we go over what an illustrious career from number 99. The intro to damn near every single show. If not every show I done. Absolutely adore him. With my own two eyes, he is the greatest defensive player I have ever seen. And I watched Ed Reed. I watched Ray Lewis. I watched Jared Allen. I watched Julius Peppers. I watched James Harrison. I done watched a lot of great defenders. J.J. Watt, T.J. Watt, you know, Ndamukong Suh. I done watched Terrell Suggs. You know, I done watched some legends. I didn't name a whole bunch of cornerbacks. That's on me, cornerbacks. I done watched Darrelle Revis, Richard Sherman, you know, Charles Woodson, Champ Bailey. I done watched some legends. None of them is better than Aaron Donald. I've never seen a defensive player. I don't know if I done seen a player dominate the way I done seen. Maybe Pat Mahomes is getting to that point with me. But to see, I don't know if I done ever seen what Aaron Donald with my own two eyes is the greatest player I've ever seen. But should have that episode out later on this week. But with that being said, I appreciate you for joining me. Like I said, tell somebody you fuck with, tell somebody you love them. You can be anything in the world. Choose to be kind to somebody today. I fuck with you. I love you. And I appreciate you. Like, subscribe, share. Saying out.
I have fought the good fight and I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Well, I fought a good fight. I finished my football race. And after 18 years, it's time. God bless all of you and God bless football.
I got the moves like hot sauce. Lil' mama taking the top off. I'm laying down getting topped off. After this, she know she getting knocked off. I know she loving the money, so I keep on thumbing and thumbing. She say she horny when she taking shots, so I keep them coming and coming. Now I'm putting dick in her tummy, scoop her up like I'm raking her something. You would think shawty red track, the way that she running and running. You getting dumber and dumber. You out here chasing the bone. After she finished from giving me dome, the Uber is taking her home. Tight.